Hello everybody, Steady Claudio, and we're back in Derail Valley. We're on the second part of the tutorial, and today we are going to drive the train down to the steel mill. I hope. So release the brakes, and we're trying to go down this track here. We have not engaged the... Oh. Nope. The handbrake is released. We have to move it into the forward position, which we cannot figure out on our own. Okay. Yep, there we go. Now we're going forward. Headed towards the steel mill. So it's telling me to release the throttle and let it glide, which it does a pretty good job of gliding. And gliding along. A really awesome feature, I like it. About 30 kilometers an hour. We're buzzing along at about 25. You can see on the speedometer right there. I was a little surprised that the track was covered like that. I don't know if that's a glitch or... So we want to go ahead and stop it so we can look at the switch. So that's the train brake, which brakes the whole train, including the cars and the engine. You'll see that the signal is pointed to the right. This is the schematic. So the steel mill, every station in the game has a schematic in this book. We're trying to go to the northeast corner, so we're coming in to the service area. So we need to switch that switch. This is showing us how to do the external view. You can actually run the train from outside of the cab. Click Alt to engage the mouse mode. And you can bring up the controls. There they are. And you can actually do all of the controls from outside of the cab of the engine. It's a pretty good feature. I don't see myself using it too much, but it's great when you're trying to look around or find your way around in the yard. So we wanted to change that to where it's going to the left. Then you go back into the inside of the cab, you get rid of the overlay, and you can go ahead and move forward. Want to wait for the brakes to get some air in them. So release it, you'll see the gauge go up, and we're ready to roll. I like the switches in this game. Some of the other games I've played with the railroad, the switches are a little bit more complicated, but these are pretty simple. It's either a left or a right. You'll see it says track 5, track 6. 5 is to the left, 6 is to the right. I think that's what it is. It might be a speed. Could be. I'll have to check that out. So I'm just going to let her glide here. And there's the next switch, and it's going to the left. That's the way we want to go, so we'll just leave it be. And the next switch you'll see is going to the left as well, which is the way we want to go. So we're just going to keep on gliding here Finally, we come to the third switch, and that is the same thing, going to the left. We're headed for that building. So we're just going to keep on sliding. Another switch, it's going to the right, so it's set in the proper location. We're gonna slide right in here. Start applying a little bit of brake. A little bit more. There we go. You hear it engaging. And we come to a nice stop. So you don't want the train to move, I guess. I don't know why you have to apply the handbrake, but I guess if you turn off the locomotive, maybe the air pressure. So I want to turn it off. This little blue button right here, I think you have to turn it, hit it, put it in neutral. I believe it's this button right here. Yep. So now we're going to go out and get in the DE2, which is the one that we got a license for in the first tutorial. We can figure out how to get out of the building. And we have to deal with this little turntable out here, which I had a little bit of trouble with. So if you just click F, it's going to put you in there, in the engine. But I have to turn this turntable to this way. So I had a little trouble with this. Basically, you just take this handle and you go to the left, it turns it to the left. You go to the right, turn it to the right, and the more you put it up, the faster it goes. So we're going to try to line it up. And I think I went past it. But the trouble I had was that I can't look up and down at the same time. I don't know, maybe there's a way to do the alt mode or the mouse mode. So it's definitely not lined up. And I don't know why I just don't hit F to go back into this little building. So now I'm going to try to bring it back. I still don't think it's right. Nope, still not enough, I don't think. Like I said, it's hard to judge. Nope, not even close. No, I think this time I went too far. Nope, not far enough. So again, this was a little tedious. And now I think I went too far. Yep. So I don't know, it's kind of a pain. Just trying to think of something with this bar I could line it up or something, but it doesn't seem to have anything to lock into. So we're gonna keep trying. Go back the other way. So you heard that little click, a little clink. I think that is locked in place. So I don't know exactly how to get it to lock like that, but so now we're gonna go and get in this engine. Again, I can't figure out which door to go in. This is so we're gonna start her up and move her out onto the turntable, slip up all the switches, hit the starter. And we're gonna, I think there's probably a handbrake on somewhere. Since this is just the engine, we don't have to worry about the train brake, but we're gonna take it off anyway, I guess. Handbrake. Put her in forward. Take off the brakes. I don't know. I don't think I have to take off the train brake, but all right, now we're gonna roll onto the turntable. Just gonna slowly move on up in there. Not quite far enough. Alright, let's lay off a bit, put the brake on. I'm not sure if I'm up, I guess I am on there enough, but I think I'm gonna move up a little bit more because I don't like the way it looks. So if you can't remember how to operate a train, you can press escape and then press tutorial, and it'll bring up the tutorial on how to operate that train. We're going to move it up a little bit more. Put on the handbrake. Want to shut it down because I don't want it running off this turntable. Again, this is the tutorial. If you forget how to operate a train, you can click on that and it will show you, start the tutorial for the current vehicle. So we're going to go back to the turntable and try to move it around, click into the F and go into the building. I think this time we do a little bit better with bringing it around. And crank it all the way around and then stop, and I think it kind of clicks in its place. We have to go to the station office. So we're going to bring up our comm, go to our work train, which is kind of interesting. Request the work train. It's actually just a handcart. Click confirm. And here it is. So we hop on this thing, kind of pump it. It's a little confusing too. Well, it's not confusing. So we got to pump this, but for some reason it was going backwards. So now it's going forwards. Then it's going backwards. And now we're going to get it to go forward. No, backwards again. So that's kind of a fun little thing to ride. And I think it'll come in useful later on when you're kind of buzzing around all these different tracks, different stations, instead of running around. I could not figure out how to make the brake stop. I just quit pumping. And it came to a stop. I'm not sure how the brake. I tried pressing it. I don't know. It's not really important because I managed to get it to stop. So bring up my work train and we're gonna clear this off the track. And it's clear. So now we're running over to the station office, which is this big building right here. I guess each station has a lost and found shed. If you happen to lose anything, you can go and find them in this lost and found shed, which I lost $100 apparently. I'll take it. So now we're going to go in the office. So this is a bunch of different things. This is where you do a lot of the career management. So now select L0041. I need to pay $100 to clear all the fees. I believe you need to pay all of your fees in order to keep your, I don't know, your license or to use it. I'm not sure. Still a little gray about that one. So I got to find my wallet. I got to pay. As you can tell, I have trouble operating the keys, the hot bar. I don't know why I have so much trouble. So that cleared all the fees. You may now buy new licenses. I think you have to pay all your fees before you can get licensed on anything else. There's a difficulty level. Comfort is for beginners. Really not a lot of timetables. Standard is like just the usual. And then realistic is pretty hard, I think. You can change the difficulty at any point. I believe for my first run, I put it on comfort just because I was trying to figure out how to play it. But I think most likely I will stay on standard. So now it's where we can pick up our delivery orders. So this is pretty much the end of the tutorial. Now these are different orders, but you have to have a certain license to be able to do some of them. And I only have a couple of licenses. So the next video we'll do our first run and we'll show you how that works. So I hope you enjoyed this second part of the tutorial and have a great day. Send Steady Claudio out.